Steve Babbitt.
Here.
Kwame Emerald.
Here.
Sarah Singh. Sue Carroll.
Here.
Jimmy Gonzalez.
Okay, we have a quorum. First order of business, approval of the minutes from the previous meeting held on Tuesday, June 5th, 2018.
I'll make a,
Second.
sorry, Paul. I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Okay. We're going to go to item number 7 first, with the indulgence of the board. On the Gannon Golf Course, we have Commissioner Andy All here from the DPW. Discussion on the status of course improvements and professional services for contract renewal and annual report. So Andy, why don't you tell us what we need and what we're looking for?
Sure.
Thanks for coming.
No problem. Thanks for having me. So the first phase of the course improvements has been finished up at Gannon, and I don't know if you've been up there or spoken to any of the golfers, but I'm real happy with the contract that we chose and the work. I think the work came out great. So what I'd like to do is to move forward with the second stage of these improvements. Now, the improvements were all spelled out in the master plan that we agreed to follow back when the lease started 5 years ago. And in order to facilitate that design, I need an expenditure of, 2 expenditures really. One is on the paper in front of you, I think. You guys have Mungene's proposal in front of you?
Yep, we do.
So-
Number 7, 7A.
He's going to do the design, and the cost of that would be $31,250. And then added to that would be approximately $7,000 for permitting. And the permitting number is the same number we used when we did the tree work a few years back. So that's kind of a, it's not a real tight number. That's a not to exceed 7,000.
Who are we permitting with?
The Conservation Commission.
Well, the Conservation Commission, so there are costs
So you have
associated.
to get a botanist to go in there and flag the wetlands and that type of stuff.
Now, I saw in reading this today that Mungeme had said that it might be acceptable that previous work done on wetland delineation would be okay for this?
In which case you wouldn't have, to spend the full 7,000. It might be less, it might be none of that.
Okay.
But what I'd like to do is to get your approval to spend up to $38,250, which is the $31,250 on the proposal, plus $7,000 additional for permitting, if needed.
Okay, and can you just quickly go over the proposed work? Not verbatim, but just roughly an idea for what they do?
Sure. They're gonna work on hole 8. They're gonna do some team renovation and expansion and some tree removal and path improvements. Then on hole 10, they're gonna renovate the green. And let's see, hole 12, they're gonna shift the path to the right-hand side of the hole and eliminate the green side bunkers. Hole 13, they're gonna rebuild and enlarge the tees and connect the path from the tee to the green, do a little irrigation work, and then some, improve the area of the right side of the landing zone.
Okay.
Whatever that is. Holes 15 and 16, they're gonna remove the path between 15 green and 16 tee and develop a path left of 15 green with parking area at 16 tee. They're gonna widen the path around the pond on hole 16 from the tee to the green.
You said parking area, I assume that's for golf carts.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a widening of the.
You always have to ask, you know?
And then on hole 17, they're going to expand the existing tees and add a forward tee.
Okay.
And this work would be done by Mark Mungeme, who's done the work up there to date, and I'm been really happy with this work. So
Now, if we approve this, how quickly will he have this work done for us?
I would like to get some bids in the winter and then start in the spring before the golf season begins.
So there'd be no, I know last year that
It's kind of a scramble.
GFMI was hoping that it could have happened if the winter was, it was a non-snowy winter, that they could do some of the work
In the winter.
prior to the snow flying.
The same would apply, and it depends on Mark Mungeme's workload, to tell you the truth, how
Okay.
quickly you can get the design done.
Okay.
But you get a better price if you hire the contractors in the winter when they're slow and they're looking for work.
Okay, so we would need a motion for $38,250.
Yes, please.
to move ahead with the golf work. And just for clarification for everybody, can you explain where these funds are coming from?
These
I was gonna ask that.
funds come from the revolving fund into which the lease payments are funded. So it's being paid for by the lease payments received by the city
Yeah.
from golf facilities
Yeah,
management.
and right now, the balance there is $697,519. Now, this board had taken a vote back 2 or 3 months ago to approve $5,000 for the start of investigating the new Gannon lease. Is that money encumbered in here? Is this part of this total
It
here?
is
or-
not, no,
Okay, so that hasn't been put anywhere accounted for
it
yet?
is not, no.
Okay. All right, so if there are no questions, I would entertain a motion that we approve the expenditure of $38,250 from the Gannon account.
I will make that motion.
Okay?
I'll second.
Second, is there any further discussion? Any questions for Commissioner Hall? or-
Is to do that new lease agreement, has that process started yet?
We
With that?
sat down and met with an attorney who's done this before in Peabody. He gave us a couple of good ideas, and I believe it's actually
Yeah, it's a next agenda item, I think so.
The Collins
Yeah.
Center at
Yeah.
UMass Boston is going to help us out with putting together a new lease
Yeah.
document.
Okay, great.
We'll cover that as next
Okay,
thing.
sorry, I'm
Oh, no, it's all
jumping
right.
ahead. All right.
It's all right.
Good.
Okay, so we got a motion and a second. No further discussion. All in favor? Aye. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Can I, one more before you go? The next piece here is the mayor's office has got a request to contract with the Collins Center as a consultant to the city and the Park Commission for the new Gannon RFP. Do you know if they done other things for the city? I thought somebody said there was some familiarity with them. Do you?
Oh, yeah, we're working with them to create a capital plan for the city's fiscal 20 budget.
Yep, so what is their expertise? They all financial matters with cities, or?
Yeah, municipalities, they help municipalities run a tighter ship, basically.
Okay.
And it's done through UMass Boston.
So I guess in this matter, to move ahead, there's going to be a total of $20,000 required. Now, we've already approved $5,000, so I guess we would just have a motion to approve another $15,000 to come out of the Gannon account to fund the work of the Collins Institute.
That sounds appropriate, yeah.
Okay, and who has the exact wording of that motion that we need for that? So I guess in essence,
Outside consultant, I don't think.
the Park Commission, we would take a vote to authorize the mayor to enter into an agreement with the Collins Institute on behalf of the city and the Park Commission, and these funds would come from the Gannon account. And then shortly thereafter, there would be some meetings set up to start discussing this. So does anybody have any questions on that matter? So we would need a motion to approve the expenditure of $15,000 and the authorization of the mayor's office to enter into a contract with the Collins Institute.
Steve, just where do you see the 15,000? Is that in our literature anywhere? I didn't see it.
I didn't either, but I wouldn't, so the Park Commission has agreed to spend the 5.
Yes.
with the first guy. It would be an additional 15 to spend a total of 20 with the Collins Center. Is that?
Yes.
I don't have the Collins.
Yeah,
Center.
in my conversations with Attorney Markopoulos back a couple of weeks ago, that's what we had talked about would be needed for this. And, you know, that's on the high end, so whatever is not used would certainly
So
be
that
returned.
15,000 or 1520, is it based on a proposal from the Collins Center, or is this just a,
I don't know, that's what they
are
estimated.
we
that it would-
approving just an estimated?
We're approving an amount up to $20,000 is what we're doing.
Okay.
So we're not saying that this is what it's going to cost. That's just the high-end amount that we're approving for this. That's my understanding. Is that correct?
I don't have a proposal from the
Okay.
Collins Group, so
Yeah.
I'm not equipped to answer that.
In my conversations with Attorney Markopoulos, that's what it was. They wanted to have a number approved to 20, and they didn't think it would take that much, but, you know, that's what they wanted, so that's what they suggested. So, somebody like to make a motion to that effect?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, yes,
Just a question. When does the lease run out?
the end of this year. January 1st,
January 1st?
yes,
Okay, and we're in August.
yes.
When does the RFP anticipate to go out?
It depends how quickly these folks can do what we need them to do.
Because last time it was kind of a scramble.
Yeah, I think the law office is aware that it's got to move ahead quickly, so. Okay, so we get a
I'll
motion?
second that motion.
Is there any further discussion or questions for Commissioner Hall on this? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
When I see a high proposal, I'll certainly share it with all of you. You see
Okay,
the
excellent.
full pamphlet.
Okay, thank you, Andy, take care.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 1, Austin Bradshaw, North Shore Flag Football, request to use Keeney Park for the annual Fall Flag Football from September 14th to November 9th, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m.
That's an annual.
That's an annual event?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Jackie Vo, Greg Neighborhood House, request use of Barry Park for Kick for Kids fundraising tournament, Sunday, April 26th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. with a rain date of September 2nd, 2018. Is there anybody here from that group? Oh, yeah, you're from that group. How are you?
I'm on board, guys.
Good. Why don't you tell us what's going on? And
Sure. So, I'm Jackie. I'm a social worker at the Greg House in Maine. My coworker Sean Coogan and I, we used the idea of a kickball tournament. What we called it Kicks for Kids. So what we've done is we've invited other programs, like Girls in Campfire, Police Department, a team for state troopers to come together and basically just play a day of kickball. And so I'm having all the teams raise money. And so the winner of the tournament will get to choose an elementary, a middle, and a high school to donate 100% of the proceeds to classroom supplies and whatnot.
okay,
Sounds good.
are there any questions?
Nope.
If not, I'll entertain a
I'll
motion.
make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Sounds fun.
Number 3, Terry K. Ramirez, Center Board request use of Gallagher Park for a field day on August 15th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
That's an annual.
That's an annual event? Okay, is there a
I'll
motion for
make
that?
a motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Number 4, Gina Maniscalco, did I say that right?
She's on vacation, but I'm here.
Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Okay, I try to get them right. Okay, Family and Children's Services request to use the Commons gazebo on September 12th, 2018, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. What do you got going on?
Yeah, I work for Family and Children's Service. It's our traditional family fun day. This is the 13th year celebrating, and the best opportunity to bring families and to help them to get connected with all services in the city. We invite between 25 to 30 community providers, and it's a free, huge event. And we are put together children activities, games, and obviously community resources. And we are going to be donating 350 backpacks for everyone.
Oh, great,
That's
great.
nice.
Are there any questions from the board?
Everybody's
Nope.
I'll entertain a motion.
Do we need a rain date? Do they have a
We're
rain
gonna do
date?
it right now, shouldn't we?
Okay, okay. I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Thank you. Good luck. Michelle Simons, Bridgewell, request to use the common for meditation classes on August 24th, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Is anybody here from that group?
That's an annual.
That's an annual thing?
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Mackenzie Mackin, Win Food and Fitness Alliance requesting new location for community gardens. How are you? Thank you. What's going on?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know you guys know Mary.
Yeah.
I'm here also representing the Food Project too. We work closely with them. They are the nonprofit that builds our beds when we do have a new community garden. So with the Monroe Street Garden property having been sold this year, and with the new garden, with new property going in there, we're just wanting to get the conversation started. We're not really here to have a big ask or anything, just on a new location. The Food Project, one of their, the one they would prefer, it seems, is High Rock Tower Park, and I think when Lisa and I were talking, it seemed like the north of the cottage, right, is where we spoke about. up there, but that's not limited to, so we're proposing there in Sagamore Park, and there's also a property on Broad Street as well that I need to look a little bit more into before I come and propose it.
Which one, we're on Broad Street, you're talking, that wouldn't be us, right?
That was,
No, it's on Union Street, Smith Park, right?
Sagamore and the High Rock Tower Park were the only places I could find like the empty space.
Mhm.
We were talking about Broad, I need to, it's an empty, I know where you're talking about, I need
Yep.
to look a little bit more. But I've just like, I've put the maps on there of Sagamore and the High Rock Tower, just to circle. They're not in detail maps yet, just because
Yep.
we haven't nailed down even the exact location where they'd like to put it.
Sagamore, that's near where they just did the construction, right?
That's correct.
So the way it would work if this goes through is the food project does provide the compost and the beds and our overseer of the site, while we would still have this go under our Lynn Community Garden policy. So we would provide 2 volunteers or 1 lead volunteer as like a liaison for the city that would come to us. But the food project would farm probably like a couple plots, if not half of that space, since they're losing a big portion of where they farm on Monroe Street. So it's kind of what we just wanted to get the conversation going.
Yep.
Because it's been going so well.
So how many square feet would you look for at Sagamore? Do you want, are you seeking, places in both locations, or you looking for one location?
For the food project to relocate, we're looking for 1 location.
Okay.
Sagamore could be something that I could propose a separate day if that's not the place that the food project decides to use in the end, as a smaller, kind of like Warren Park, under my policy.
Yep.
The food project is looking for a relocation, and I think for square feet, it would definitely depend on how many beds are built.
Yep.
Monroe Street Garden currently has about 50 gardeners, but they also don't use raised beds, so that would be kind of the conversation after this that we'd have to have. Is it going to be raised beds, a water source, which I'm very aware is another big conversation to kind of secure it down, but with us having about a year to really start to find a new place, we just want to start software. And the beds are what, 10?
The beds are generally 4 by 8 for
4 by 8.
what the food project builds.
Right, so the square feet would definitely depend on how many gardeners, which I would have to loop back with them.
Yeah, so when you have a solid proposal that we can look at, on paper for square footage in each area, in terms of High Rock, I would touch base with community development. John Moberg used to oversee it. Have some discussion with them, because there's a master plan that we approved a while ago as to what would go up there and where it would go. And I know there was a suggestion for beds a while ago, right?
Over by the courts.
And I know that one there, community development was not in favor of where it was, so there needs to be some discussion with those folks to make sure it fits in with what they want to do. Sagamore, we haven't done much with that playground, so I think anything down there would probably be an improvement down there.
Yes.
That's what, I was speaking with John today, and like I was saying before, like, even if it doesn't go through as a food project location, it's certainly a place that, now that we're aware of, I can look at.
Now, you say food project location, what's the difference between that and just a community garden?
So I would say, their farming would be the main difference. So they are our partner no matter what garden we build, as they build our raised beds and then fill them with the compost. But because they're looking for a new place to farm, this is kind of what this letter is for. Whereas a Lynn Community Garden would be not much different, but the food project would kind of come, build the beds, put the compost, but then I am in charge of the rest of having the community volunteer, whereas this location would be part food project, part our community volunteers.
So the food project is a organization?
Yes, they're a nonprofit organization.
Okay, now I understand.
Yeah.
I heard the term and I didn't know, I wasn't sure what it was, so.
That location at Monroe Street, what's so interesting and unique about it is that the food project runs the whole site, but they farm on a big portion of it, and then they have, I want to say, maybe 20 community garden plots within it, where they also manage some of that. So as we think about transitioning a food project site over to public park space, the community garden piece, I think, is where we would really have big, a lot more maybe administrative work to help them out with. So we'd be thinking about really farming in conjunction with community garden plots as well.
So necessarily, say if we did authorize something to go up at High Rock, they wouldn't need to use raised beds up there?
I think they would for the community garden sites. There would have to be a lot of, I'm not sure what the food project does to be licensed and permitted to raise food to distribute. I know they are very familiar with soil testing processes and everything that goes into what they had to do to be able to work in Monroe Street. So my assumption is if we move forward with looking at High Rock or any other park as a farming site, they would be doing the same kind of input that they did when they first started looking at Monroe Street.
Okay, so they would still be working under the rules and regulations that this board adopted in conjunction with the community gardens?
Yes.
Okay, so as you can see, we got a few more things to figure out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but we appreciate you coming in and offering up the information and letting us know what you'd like to do, so you can talk to Lisa or April, and we can set up a meeting and discuss it and move on from there.
Awesome.
Okay, thanks for coming in. Okay. Number 8, Val Maldonado, U.S. Latin Soccer, request to move on McManus Field for Sundays, 2018, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Val's not here, right, but but that's who we met with the other day.
Yeah.
We met with this group the other day because we had some problems up at Magnolia. There were some complaints from neighbors, so this group was willing to go down to Tech Field, McManus Field, and we figured it was the best of both worlds because, you know, they get to move out of there and the neighbors get a break from what's been going on up there.
Is it noise issues?
There was a few
It's
issues.
just a mixture of everything,
Yeah.
trash and noise and parking.
Yeah, behavioral issues. There was a few things going on. So we met with them last week, and this is what we kind of come up with. So with the approval of the board, we would move them from Magnolia over to McManus Field for Sundays. So is there a motion to do that?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, any questions? Or everybody understand what we're doing here?
Yeah.
All in favor? Aye, okay. Satamba, Universal Christian, should that be universal or?
I would think so.
Universal Christian Evangelistic Church, request to use McManus Field Saturday, September 1st, 2018. Are anybody here from that group?
Yes.
Oh, how are you?
Yeah, Pastor, how are you?
Good, why don't you tell us what you got going on?
This is we're celebrating our church 8th anniversary this year. And then we have youth to see this will be our 30-year youth for community days summer team. We have 5 churches in the community that we're going to invite to the first of the summer term on the 1st of September. So that's what we're doing.
How many people do you expect for this event?
We're expecting about 60 to 60.
Small.
The small group, and the main department of each church. Usually we're not going to have like a full team from each church. So what's going to end up happening, few men from each church will come in and we'll end up making about 2 or 3 teams to play against one another.
Okay. And that space is available, right? Any questions from the board?
No, and what time will this take place?
We're going to start at 9 o'clock and then we should be out by 2:30.
Okay. And no rain date? Okay.
Any more questions?
That's the way they would.
No?
Yeah.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, you're all set, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Okay.
You guys are invited.
Thank you.
I'm too old to play. Yeah. Okay, Fred, Matthew, for the culture of media outlet, request use of High Rock Tower Park for outdoor workout on August 18th from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. That you? Okay. Yeah.
And so we're a news aggregator, like a startup media entertainment company. And we just wanted to have a community workout at High Rock Tower. It's a very basic aerobics calisthenics class, about 30 to 45 minutes. And all ages are invited, and it's free. And it's just a full body workout. Hopefully it's not as hot as it was today, but full body workout. We want to do it on Lynn Community, but High Rock Towers.
Whereabouts are you going to do it up there?
What was that?
Where up in the tower area are you going to do it?
I'm not 100% sure. There was a grassy knoll area to the left, like
Up by the circle?
up by the circle.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Up by
Circuit Ave.
Yeah, Circuit Ave.
Okay.
30 Circuit Ave. Yeah, and I also have the insurance required and the facility.
That's great.
Sounds good.
Any questions? You going to go up there, Paul?
Yep, I'll be there.
Okay, he's
Everyone's
coming.
invited,
Yep.
all ages.
He's coming, so.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
Any questions?
No?
How about
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Okay, take care. Number 11, Jamie Marsh, High Rock Tower, light changing on holidays and special days and events. Lisa, are you familiar with this one? Can you tell us?
That's basically with the lights that are up at the
Yeah.
High Rock. That just gives him authorization to go up there and to change the lights when necessary.
So I guess right now, Jamie is the keeper of the keys, right? So
That's
he is he can get to the lights and change them. So I guess,
So they want to put purple up for the month of, end of August for,
okay, so Attorney Lamanna offered some thoughts on this. He said, we had, as you can see, we had discussed the Park Commission to designate Jamie Marsh as the person responsible for changing the light color of High Rock Tower on holidays and special days like Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Autism Awareness Month. The Park Commission may add guidelines such as no advertisements or any lighting that could be deemed political in nature, and that the Park Commission reserves the right to veto any approvals given either immediately or in the future as it deems in the city's best interest. So that's the recommendation of the law office. So I don't have any problem with letting somebody else, Jamie, handle this. But if there is something, so
Now, if someone wants to
you have to
do
put your
something,
request
you have to
into
put it into
Jamie.
Jamie. Is that how that goes?
Yes.
Okay.
So, I guess Jamie should drop us a note or to you.
I think Jamie should let us know when he's going to be changing the lights and for what.
And for what purpose. He should give us some
Right,
notice
just so we have
before it
documentation.
happens.
Just in case someone calls us, so we have the information in
Right.
hand too.
Well, if he's going to do some of these, I assume year after year, month after month, they'll be the same color, right? So do you think he has some schedule in mind that we could have in advance?
I think what the problem is I think that there are people, once they see the effect of the lighting on the tower, that approach people and say, hey, I'd like to light it for this particular color, for this particular purpose.
For the Red Sox, the World
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? I mean, there could be,
The Celtic, yes.
I can see all sorts of things.
So they'll be guided to Jamie Marsh, who will take the request, and then that request will then come to us?
No, Jamie
No,
Marsh will
he'll-
he will have the authority to change the lighting
Yeah.
as per requested, but they will let us know as soon as they get a request for something, email to Lisa or something to say that this is, we plan on X date to illuminate the tower, and this is the purpose we're lighting it for.
It's pretty.
I think it's
Yeah.
nice,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's just to know, you just never know what could come up. So the vote would be as the city solicitor suggested on the paper here. It's number 1.
I'll make a motion.
Okay,
I will second it.
okay, any further discussion on that?
No?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Murphy, you missed all the action.
I heard.
So do you have anything to add to what's going on?
Well, Andy told me you authorized phase 2 of the project.
Yes.
Thank you. So
Yep.
phase 1 was well received, came out great.
Yep.
Great comments on it. Everything.
What we authorized tonight was the money for Munjum to do the design work and all of that kind of stuff.
That's great.
for all of those holes and cart paths and all of that kind of stuff.
Everything's going well up there. It's mostly great shape and everything. And I would just add, I know you're working on the going out to bid and everything. I would just ask you to consider, I know the city wants the most money possible, which I want to give them the most money possible. I would recommend almost going $200 up on the membership prior to the bid, have that in the bid, that the new membership money.
Okay, well, if you could give us your recommendation on paper, you can get it into Lisa.
Okay.
Because we'll be having some conversations there. Tonight we gave the mayor authority to enter an agreement with Collins Institute, who is going to do some research and things like that on, similar courses and stuff like that.
So the $200, is that across the board for all memberships, or is it
I
just?
knew.
You could certainly tweak it, but how's the starting point? I mean, 80% of my budget is labor, and your costs are going from, it's already gone from 8 to 11, now it's going to 15. So you can imagine what that does to
Yeah.
us, Kind of clubbuses, on that.
Yeah.
So if you put that into so a guy would know where he's starting from.
Right.
So you give the most money to
Yeah.
the city at that point.
Well, if you can give us your recommendation on, all the different categories and all, is it going to include, walk-ons and stuff like that, lockers, golf
I
carts?
think everything would have to go up. I mean,
Okay,
what's that inside of 8 or 9 years, we've gone from 8 to 15, when that's most of my staff, so
yeah,
it's kind of a lot.
yeah,
The other recommendation I had, lots of rumors about that, but I heard that the city wanted to put out the bar and the restaurant as a separate bid. I have no problem with that. But I would just want I'll be aware of running a restaurant there. Running a bar is one thing, because the golfers are going to do that. But as far as a restaurant, if you picture this, I come up for the restaurant and I want to eat around 6 o'clock Saturday night. Well, the golf course is all going to be loaded with parking for golfers.
right,
So now I'm going to have to park down the bottom of the hill, walk up that hill, walk up the stairs. A lot of breath, just something to consider.
yeah. Well, there has been no discussion on any of this stuff.
I'm just throwing my 2 cents.
Yeah, no, I understand, but there has been no formal, if somebody else is thinking of that formally, I think what was,
Oh, I said there's lots of room about it.
well, I think what's been talked about is looking at all the possibilities.
Yeah, that's good.
That's it, there's been nothing more than that, so, do you do the course separately, do you do the function separately, or do you put it all as one? So those are your options, kind of.
Putting the clubhouse all under one umbrella, makes sense in some respects, because everything has to coordinate.
Right, you have to be coordinated, right, right.
That's one issue,
And you guys, you sub it out to the GBA, right?
correct, right.
So in essence, you don't have
I don't really,
any schedule, you don't even know what's going on.
I'm not into the bar business.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's just that, we could work with anybody, or another contractor
Yep.
could work with anybody. I'm just saying, the difficulty, if I'm gonna have a Sunday afternoon or Saturday afternoon wedding, I've got it at 1 o'clock, and the golf course parking lot's all loaded, and the guy or the new vendor is not
Right.
thinking about that.
Right.
Wow, you got a,
oh, you got a mess.
you got a disaster.
Yeah. So when can you get your proposed recommendations for rate increases to Lisa?
I could do that, within the next 2 weeks or so.
Okay. Because I know that,
This is a starting point, and I would think in our bid that we would put, as a starting point from there, but you might even want to go, I think it's 3 or 4, the rate goes up to like 15 an hour.
yeah,
What that does, all of a sudden, a 16-year-old kid parking carts making 15, so now I got all these other retired guys, oh, geez, if he's getting 15, I gotta be worth 20, and so now the pro shop staff, they all want more.
Yeah.
And the whole thing just kind of skyrockets.
well, I think one thing that this last contract lacked was for lack of a better term, a cost of living increase.
Exactly, and I thought we worked that out pretty well, so.
Yeah,
I thought that came
but that should have been formalized. It shouldn't have required a,
Right. Well,
it shouldn't have required a
Did you
vote to do
picture-
it.
Did you picture going from 8 to 11?
Well, I think any contract that runs 5 years, there's probably some provision someplace for those
Right,
things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And at least now ahead of time, we know it's going to fit.
you know, because,
So you can plan.
minimum wage going up would fit into the, that was an uncontrollable cost.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
Yeah. Everything else is going great, and looking forward to putting in another bid.
Okay. All right, well,
Thank
thanks,
you very much.
thanks for coming in.
It only took me about, 4 minutes to get my hair done?
Yeah. I'm glad you dressed up for the
Thank you.
event and got all spruced up, so. Any other business to come before the commission? No, motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll
Okay,
second.
we stand adjourned.